What's the biggest loophole you've ever exploited? Answer 1. When my brother and I lived together, he worked for a large chain restaurant. They had a policy where, if someone called in an order for pickup and didn't pick it up by closing time, it was free game for the employees to take home. Occasionally, I would call in orders for pickup, never pick it up, and he'd just take it home for us. I'm not proud of it. We were both broke AF at the time, and most days, it was the only food we could get. Answer 2. I worked for an organization that ordered large amounts of groceries every week for their group activities from a major supermarket. There was a place to put in your loyalty card number, so I just used mine. Not only did I get heaps of points to use in shopping there, no one noticed it until about 5 years after I left. Edit. I wasn't a supermarket employee or other insider exploiting my employer. We were a totally unrelated business who bought from them. When I was tasked with setting up the account to purchase online, there was a form to fill out. My business didn't have a loyalty card and wasn't interested in getting one, so I just used mine. It was a set and forget type of thing. The supermarket also had, in addition to our business landline, my mobile number, and the delivery people would contact me directly if they had any problem at 6:30 AM when they brought the stuff. I don't really know if anyone ever noticed it or not. Probably either they changed their supplier, or B, someone else taking care of the account put in their number instead. I tend towards option B. They didn't ask for the points back because they hadn't been interested in them in the first place. For years I also kept getting calls from various suppliers who somehow still had my mobile number. I kept redirecting them to the office and telling them I didn't work there anymore. It hasn't happened for a while now. Answer 3. When I was in high school, I accidentally found a soda machine that dispensed free grape soda. I hit the button randomly while passing by, and a grape soda came out. I did it again the next day just to see, and more free grape soda. It must have been busted, or some sort of strange glitch. For the entire school year, I would pass by and hit grape on my way home, and get a free grape soda. I wasn't stupid about it either. I kept that shit to myself. I wasn't about to ruin my free grape soda by telling everyone. Answer 4. When my son was in high school, he went to one that was connected to the community college. Starting in 10th grade, he could take college classes, so he chose classes whose credits would apply to both high school graduation and an associate degree. He also favored accelerated 7-week courses. He graduated high school with an associate degree and transferred 49 credits to his 4-year university. Answer 5. Back in the days when Groupon was new, and so there were real deals to be had, I purchased a 1 for a free sub from a big sandwich chain. The process for redemption was to order your sandwich in line like normal, and at the point where you'd pay you held up your phone and the employee at the register would click the redeem button on your phone, then count the sandwich. I would pull up the Groupon, turn off cellular data, and then let the employee redeem the Groupon. As soon as they had done so, and I walked out with my food, I would uninstall and reinstall the Groupon app. This prevented it from simply relaying the redemption the next time data was available. I did this nearly every day until the Groupon expired, usually for a couple weeks. I bought the Groupon every time it showed up, usually every other month. Probably over 100 free subs. Such times, the late noughts. Answer 6. Around 2008, the US Mint was trying to get more people to use the new dollar coins. You could buy some via their website and they would ship them to you for free. Those purchases would earn you points on your credit card. I bought $10,000 worth of coins, then took those coins to the bank so I could pay my $10,000 bill. I would then buy another $10,000 and repeat. A few 100,000 air miles later, and I'm still using those free miles in 2024. They eventually did close the loophole, but some people with huge lines of credit were able to get millions of free air miles. Answer 7. When lava cakes first rolled out on the Domino's app, rather than selling them only in 2 packs as they do now, there was a drop-down pick list where you could select the specific number of cakes you wanted. For whatever reason, if you selected 1 cake only, it was added to your cart with no price, $0. You could then go into the cart and change the quantity of that $0 lava cake to whatever number you wanted. I was worried at first that I'd get found out, so I would only order 1. Then I got bold and ordered 2, and they came, just as they do now, 2 in a pack. No charge. I decided to push it one time and ordered 8 lava cakes with just 2 medium pizzas. Total bill was $16. Thought for sure someone at the store would realize something was wrong sending out 2 pizzas and 8 cakes for $16. Nope. Minimum wage employees don't give a fuck. They just see the order and fill it. After that I was like the don of crunch cakes. You want a crunch cake? You got one. I must have gotten hundreds of those things over the course of 3 to 4 months. Eventually I knew it would come to an end. I was going to write to Domino's in hopes they'd give me a gift card or something for exposing the glitch, but my GF at the time was like, dude, don't blow your cover, they'll just fix it and not give you anything, so I didn't. Less than a month later they patched the problem, and I still regret not being the whistleblower and maybe getting some free pizza. As a totally random button on this story, years later I was helping my company develop their website, and I flew to Detroit to work directly with the developer. At lunch on the first day we were talking shop, and the dev told me one of their claims to fame was developing the Domino's pizza tracker. I was like, wait, did you just do the tracker or the whole site? Turns out they did the whole site, the app, and tracker. I mentioned my lava cake scheme and the dev almost fell out of his chair. He was like, I totally remember that issue and patching it. He was floored I had the inside scoop on that site glitch he assumed nobody knew about. Answer 8. I had found out and abused the fact that Bed Bath & Beyond's had a birthday reward loophole. I essentially had created multiple BBB accounts, set the birthday to next day, and had $5 birthday gift card rewards roll in on the next day. It also turned out you were able to stack them together into one account, so I cashed out about $600 worth of them to buy my mom expensive kitchen appliances. Ninja Creamy and Ninja Smart Foodie, great products, use them almost every day. Answer 9. It was a multi-step process, but damn it felt good. A local grocer had coupons for $1 off a 32-ounce Gatorade, branded by Gatorade, so they worked at multiple retailers. I clipped a bunch of them. Then I went to Walmart down the street and loaded my cart with as many Gatorades as coupons. At the register, the cashier was baffled I was buying so many Gatorades. I was in high school. She scanned all my Gatorades and the total was something like $68. Then I had her apply a price matched to Meja's price, something like 88 cents each, bringing the total down a bit. But it doesn't stop there. Then I had her scan all of my coupons, deducting $1 for each Gatorade in my cart. The look on her face was hilarious, as my back quote total went lower and lower each scan of a coupon, eventually passing 0 and showing a negative value. After ringing them all up, she got smug and said, I bet you think you're pretty smart, getting all of these for free. I looked at the total on the screen, then at her, and said, oh no, not free. I actually think I have some change coming back. Her jaw hit the floor as she called her manager and was told, indeed, that she had to also shell $8 out of the register and hand it to me. What a feeling that was. Answer 10. In college I was dating this girl who worked at the bookstore, which had an ATM. She texted me informing me the ATM was giving out $20 bills instead of $5, so if you withdrew $15 it'd give you $60. I and my friends, and like 7 other people who happened to find out, made quite a bit of money that day. I only made a few hundred, because I was broke at the time and only had so much to withdraw. Some people were there for a long time though. Everyone was super respectful about it. They'd withdraw, get their $60, and then move to the back of the line, and do it again. Not one argument about hurrying up or anyone trying to double withdraw. Just broke college kids living in harmony, stealing from a bank. Was beautiful. No one got in trouble. We were bugging for a while. The machine was completely cleaned out of $20s by the time the ATM people came. Girl I was dating said she heard them say it was well over $10k. Answer 11. In college there were these snack and soda machines with conveyor belts. The door that led to where you picked up the item was a plastic door / flap that didn't lock. If you bought something and held the door shut, the machine would end up returning your money and the item would remain on the belt. You could then buy something else, or the same thing, and a second item would drop to the belt, next to the prior purchase. Again, holding the door shut would force the machine to return your money. You could do this as many times as you wanted, provided all the items fit on the belt. Being a poor college student, when I realized it did this, I was able to get a few days worth of drinks and snacks for the price of one. I recognize this is stealing now, but at the time I just thought cool, I don't have to buy lunch tomorrow. Answer 12. I was leaving an abusive ex, and he had made me put our apartment only in my name. I was gonna have to pay a bunch of money to break the lease. Until I looked at it, and realized I had put the wrong year for the lease ending. They had done the year before, so legally my lease was over, and I had technically been month to month. The manager was super pissed when I pointed this out, and that I did not have to pay any lease break fee or additional rent past my submitted move out date. They tried to hit me with a bunch of maintenance and cleaning fees after, but I had picture proof the place was in the exact condition I'd rented it in. So they informed me I would never be able to rent at any of their properties again, which was super dumb. I've always been a really great tenant anywhere I've rented, and I was not going to let them do anything legally that could fuck me over. Boo it. That whole lease thing was a huge relief and very helpful during the worst time of my life. Answer 13. When I was studying I used to take the train home almost every weekend. There used to be a perk with the first class ticket, that you could rebook the train if you missed it in a 24-hour window after it departed. I figured that the only way they would know if I missed the train was that if they scanned my ticket. So I just put on something that made me look like I belong, and then I pretended to be asleep when the conductor came to check the tickets. This worked almost always, so I had 2 tickets, one for each direction, that I just rebooked into the next week. The first class had single seating, free coffee, biscuits, and water. It was almost empty usually, so very nice and queer. The train otherwise was usually allies booked near full, but people didn't want to pay the 50% more for the first class. I think I got woken up like 5 times during the 3 years I studied, so I paid about €320 for about 100 first class trips on those trains. I guess they realized people were doing this, and it was changed as an optional add-on to the ticket, and had to be rebooked before departure. Answer 14. Back in the day, the UK video game store game were running an online competition that had a prize every time, usually just a small coupon, but the top prize was an Xbox Kinect which had just come out. There was a limit to 1 entry per email address per day, but you could enter up to 10 email addresses of friends as a referral with every entry, and if they won you would also win. Of course each referral email could also enter 10 more referrals. I had my own email hosting, and had every possible email address at this domain, 1 at, 2 at etc. redirect to my main mailbox. I just entered a few thousand times with a little helper script to automatically fill the referral email addresses. Over about a week of doing it on and off I won the top prize of a Kinect. They didn't let my referral email address also have a Kinect, so only 1 prize not 2. This was back before captchas were being widely used. Still by far my biggest exploit, based on them assuming you don't have access to unlimited different email addresses. Answer 15. I used to work at Staples many years ago, and every item that we sell has a status. For example, A status stands for active, C status stands for clearance, and F status stands for final. For whatever reason, when an item goes to F status, the price drops dramatically. I'm talking a desk that was $250 would ring up for $8.50. Also, because it was no longer an active item, that meant it was no longer on display on the sales floor, so anything that would not sell would just sit in the back unnoticed. I used to run a report in our system constantly, and it would list everything that a location had in stock under F status. There was a time when like 1/3 of my furniture at home was F status items, and I paid probably $50 total for it all. Got my first DSLR with lens for $250. Regular price was over $1,000. It was a great time to be alive. Answer 16. Friend of mine. This was over a decade ago. It wouldn't work nowadays, but it did then, and it was genius. He was starting a small business. Him and his partner went to 5 banks in the same day. First bank ran his credit, looks good, they get a loan. Next bank runs his credit, doesn't see the previous bank's loan, because it was too soon to see the update. Looks good as far as they know, lol. They get that loan. They did 3 more times that day, $50K each time. Total $250K. Nice little chunk of change for a startup. It wouldn't work now because the credit report would probably be updated within 3 seconds. But damn, he's a clever motherfucker for thinking of that. Answer 17. I used to fish a lot. Walmart guaranteed their trolling motor batteries for 12 months to charge to I think 90%. So I bought 3 batteries for $125 each and kept the receipt. At month 11 I'd go in and have them tested, and without fail they'd be in the 80% range and I'd get new batteries with new 12-month warranties. That's how they wrote the policy. Finally in year 6 they gave me my new batteries with a 30-day warranty. But I got 7 years of new batteries and used the final 3 for 3 years. Answer 18. A few years ago, Leafly sent out a gift code for $50 on a specific CBD/THC company's site. I realized that, rather than having a single-use code locked to your email or per IP, computer, address, or whatever, like they usually did, it generated a new code every time you clicked the link from the email. That is to say, none of that "this code has already been used" nonsense. At that time, the majority of their products were under $50, and they offered free shipping on orders over $25. Lol. So over the next 3 months, I bought thousands of dollars worth of gummies, oils, lotions, and other health/wellness products, all for the low price of $0.